Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain TXP and today is the 3rd of October 2023 and the price of Bitcoin is definitely looking good and the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is definitely heading towards the moon. And to be honest, guys, if this trend continues, I wouldn't be surprised if the price of Bitcoin crosses the $30,000 mark in just a matter of couple of days. But listen, guys, I do have this feeling that we might have a turn of events and the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will definitely go down. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is go ahead and listen to my episode that I released on the 28th of September, because that time the assumption was the US federal government will be on a shutdown effective 1st of October, and because of that there was anticipation that the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will pump up. Now what happened is that on the 30th of September, at the very last minute, there was a 45-day stopgap arrangement being made, and because of that what I think is that the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies should actually go down. Now listen guys, the mainstream media has not picked up on this news yet, but I'm pretty much sure as days goes by, let's say by Tuesday or Wednesday, this news will be shared in the cryptocurrency market, and most likely that should actually bring down the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But to be honest, I'm hoping I'm 100% wrong with this. Now the massive news that I'm going to be covering in today's episode, guys, is that of UBS, which is a Swiss banking giant, and they have actually introduced a tokenized money market fund on the Ethereum blockchain. Now at this point of time it is just a trial version, but I'm pretty much sure based on this news, other banking giants will follow a similar pursuit as well. So definitely positive news, not necessarily now, but over a period of time. The second news I'd like to talk about is regarding the second biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, and that is Coinbase. And the news is that they have obtained payment license in Singapore, so we'll definitely go ahead and explore that news. And we also have some update regarding WorldCoin. Now look guys, whether you like WorldCoin or not, privacy is one of the features and one of the biggest selling points of WorldCoin. But unfortunately, it looks like they're going to be shut down in Kenya, and the Parliament of Kenya are definitely not massive advocates of WorldCoin. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore that. And finally guys, one metric which I've been covering in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast since the last few years is that of stablecoins, and one notorious stablecoin issuer, that is Tether USDT, they actually received $100 million from the issue of Tether USDT, that is Bitfinex. But what is a bit strange is that they have received $100 million in two batches of $50 million each. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore that news. And are they actually going ahead and trying to pump the market? So we'll definitely go ahead and explore that. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is a leading cryptocurrency exchange all the way from Turkey called as Bitcoin. They are marking the expansion into United Arab Emirates, so definitely positive news. Now the second news, guys, might turn out to be one of the biggest news for UAE, and that news is regarding a new stablecoin that is going to be launched. And what I really like about this is they're planning to launch a stablecoin to dodge high inflation. And guys, a few weeks ago on my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I did actually mention about Ray Dalio, who did actually state that one of the biggest game changers in the cryptocurrency world, even in the blockchain world or finance world, would be to create a cryptocurrency that is kind of inflation resistant. Could this new project be able to do that? I really am not sure, but we'll definitely go ahead and explore that in today's episode. So the news essentially is that Ex-SoftBank executive called Akshay Nahta, he's setting up stable coins to dodge high inflation, and he's doing that in Abu Dhabi. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore that news. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. So let's kickstart with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee Date has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee Date. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee Date and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee a Day aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media Guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Shalhoub Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT, metaverse, and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Shalhoub Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now what is really interesting is that it's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now instead of E, they've replaced it with Web 3, and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Shalhoub Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below, you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Shalhoub Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, listen guys, there are 3 things I'm absolutely passionate about. One is death metal, ice cold beer, and the third one is extreme sports, and that is Tough Mudder. And Tough Mudder, guys, is a series of obstacle and mud runs that'll push your physical and mental limits without the pressure of competition. It's essentially a community that is built on teamwork and overcoming obstacles, where stepping outside of your comfort zone is the actual reward. And my big question is, guys, when was the last time you did something wild for the very first time? Now listen guys, Tough Mudder Arabia has a formidable team, and one of the events does actually take place on the 14th of October. And Tough Mudder Arabia guys is putting across a series of events this year and next year. And the first big event take place on Fujairah Adventure Park on the 14th of October. So look at the show notes below, you'll find the registration link. And if you're someone who's in Dubai, there are 2 days of back-to-back Tough Mudder events as well that takes place on the 11th and the 12th of November at the iconic Jebel Ali race. And finally guys, in the second quarter of 2024, there's a massive event taking place in Ras Al Khaimah, and that takes place on the 20th of April 2024. Now listen guys, if you want a season pass, it is at a discounted price. So look at the show notes below for the discounted price. And guess what guys, they have two different distances as well, 5 kilometers and 10 kilometers. And if you have kids, get your kids along. So check out the show notes below to find out more information regarding Tough Mudder Arabia. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now as of today guys, the global cryptocurrency market is at staggering $1.09 trillion. Now just a few weeks ago guys, I was talking about if there is a possibility of the global cryptocurrency market to go below the $1 trillion mark. Definitely that thing is not going to happen. Now since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.13%. Now what I'm really liking guys is since the last 24 hours, the total cryptocurrency market volume is at a staggering $45.34 billion, and we'll go ahead and discuss, is it because of Tether USDT why the volume has pumped up? Because since the last 24 hours, it is up by 57.63%. And what I'm really liking guys about today's matrix is that the volume of DeFi has also picked up pace. It has crossed the $3 billion mark after a very long time. Now granted guys, $3 billion is a ridiculously low amount, because going back to 2020 and 2021, on an average given day, the total volume in DeFi used to hover somewhere between the $8 to $14 billion mark. So $3.46 billion in 2023 is definitely looking good. Now it is at $3.46 billion, but the total value logged guys is still below the $40 billion mark. It is at $31.1 billion, and Lido is still dominating with $14.96 billion, And so far as the decentralized exchange to centralized exchange dominance is concerned, it is definitely pumped up and it is at 15.57%. Now let me very quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges, because Uniswap, guys, is definitely picking up pace. It is at $642.27 million, followed by PancakeSwap at $200.48 million. Thorchain, guys, is number 3rd at $166.4 million. Mavic Protocol is at number 4th at $98.64 million. And finally, Dodo, guys, at $77.86 million. Now listen, guys, if you're a massive fan of Solana, there's this massive news circulating that Solana's total value locked has reached a new all-time high. That this news is definitely right, but to be honest, guys, it is something to be proud of, because if you look at Solana's total value locked, it is at $338.82 million, and later on in the episode, we'll go ahead and discuss the total value locked across all different chains, and I'll also go ahead and share some of the active users in each particular chain, and some of the numbers for Tron blockchain, guys, is extremely scary. Now before we get into that, let's look at the volume of stable coins, because to be honest, guys, one of the biggest worries in the cryptocurrency world is that of Tether USDT, and that is something which we'll definitely look into later on. Now the volume of stable coins is at $42.17 billion, and out of the $42.17 billion, Tether USDT accounts for $34.82 billion, Circle USDC is at $4.33 billion, and finally Binance BUSD at $833 million. And stable coins, guys, is accounting for 93.47% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now listen, guys, pay attention to what I'm going to say next, because to be honest, these numbers are probably the most critical information, at least since the last 24 hours, because what I'm going to be reading out next is the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now since the last 24 hours, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume has pumped up by almost 3 times, and listen to this, guys, since the last 24 hours, only stablecoins has been used in order to go out and buy a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. They are not using decentralized exchanges, rather they are using only stablecoins, and looking at these numbers, looks like they are definitely using Tether USDT. And something which I did allude to earlier on, $100 million was transferred from Bitfinex to Tether USDT in 2 batches, and could that have been used to go out and pump up the price of Bitcoin? Most likely yes, but we definitely need to go out and do some thorough investigation. Now if you look at the market cap, guys, the market cap of Bitcoin has definitely pumped up since the last 24 hours. Today it is at $543 billion. Ethereum is at $200 billion. Now listen, guys, I'm really curious to check what happens to the market cap probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, because as I mentioned, guys, on the 28th of September, and also in my Crypto and Coffee Date episode yesterday, that is 2nd of October, because there is a stopgap arrangement, ideally the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies should be going down, and that should happen in an idealistic world, but the cryptocurrency world is absolutely crazy. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume of Ethereum, that has also gone up by 3 times since the last 24 hours, so it looks like a lot of stable coins are being used in order to go out and buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Unfortunately, decentralized exchange are not being used since the last 24 hours. Ideally, I would have been happy if the number, let's say, of Uniswap or PancakeSwap would have gone double or maybe 3 times. But that thing being said, guys, Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is at $9.40 billion. Now, surprisingly, guys, the dominance of Ethereum and Bitcoin both are relatively the same. Ethereum's dominance is 18.30%, whereas Bitcoin's dominance has marginally picked up pace at 49.60%. Now, in today's episode, guys, let me just very briefly run through the total value locked across all chains, and what I'm also going to be sharing out is the number of active users, and one of the biggest, scariest metrics and the biggest anomaly is that of Tron blockchain. But before that, let's look at the number 1 total value locked, and that goes to Ethereum, and to be honest, that isn't a surprise. And if you look at the total value locked in dollar amount, it is $21.26 billion, and if you look at the number of active users, it is 304,137. This seems perfectly fine, but listen to the next metric, guys. This is of Tron blockchain. If you look at the total value locked, it is at $8.02 billion, and if you look at the number of active users, guys, it is showing as 1.53 million users. Absolutely scary. Now what I'd really want you to do is, I want you to compare these numbers with the protocols that are currently working on Tron blockchain. Unfortunately, guys, looks like there are only 25 of them. This, to be honest, is the biggest anomaly in the total value sector. And I really am not sure what the consequences of this would be. So do one favor, guys. Go to dappradar.com. You can actually check the total value locked across different blockchain protocols, and the numbers for Tron blockchain are absolute anomaly. Now the third one, guys, of our total value locked is concerned is Binance Smart Chain, and the total value locked is $2.84 billion, and the number of active users is 923,158 users. The number fourth is Arbitrum. If you look at the total value locked, it is $1.74 billion, but for some odd reason it is not showing the number of active users. Now the fifth one is Polygon, and the total value locked is $787.28 million, and the number of active users, guys, for Polygon is 304,492. Now if you were to compare these numbers, let's say with Solana blockchain, it is ridiculously low, isn't it? But the news that is circulating in the Solana army is that Solana's total value locked has reached a new all-time high in 2023, and that, to be honest, is definitely great, but definitely something not to be proud of, because Solana's total value locked is only at $338.82 million. And look, guys, going back to 2020, the total value locked across all DeFi protocols was $240 billion. Imagine, from $240 billion as total value locked, now it is less than $40 billion. And one of the notorious things that did actually take place on Solana blockchain was the entry was being done not just once, not just twice, in certain cases even 3 times. And that could have been one of the reasons why the total value locked across all blockchain protocol crossed $240 billion. And I'm pretty much sure Solana's total value locked was staggeringly high as well. Now, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, let me go ahead and explain a protocol called a Singularity Net, and its ticker symbol is AGIX. To be honest, guys, Singularity Net did make quite a lot of news when it actually launched, because it has a lot to do with artificial intelligence, and Sophia the robot is also connected to this news. So let me go ahead and explain what this project is, because Singularity Net, guys, is a platform that utilizes blockchain technology to create a marketplace for artificial intelligence services. It's like an online store, but for artificial intelligence, and developers, guys, can offer their AI tools, and the users can buy and use these tools as well. And the platform, guys, was created by 3 individuals, that is Dr. Ben Grotzel, Simon Giosmilli, and Dr. David Hansen. So the big question is, what is it that makes Singularity Net unique? Now, Singularity Net allows developers to sell AI tools and libraries easily, so buyers can also try these tools before purchasing. And they also have a system called as Request for AI Portal, also called as RFAI, where users can request custom AI services, and developers can actually earn AGIX tokens by fulfilling these requests. And AGIX tokens, guys, are used within the Singularity Net ecosystem for various purposes, including voting on network and staking as well. And Singularity Net also has partnership with Hanson Robotics to create AI products for healthcare, such as Grace, which is a humanoid assistant to the healthcare industry. And so far as the tokenomics is concerned, as of February of 2021, 861.5 million AGIX tokens were in circulation, and this actually represents 86% of the total supply. And these tokens are used for transactions and incentives within the platform, and the tokens were distributed through various channels, including an ICO, that is initial coin offering. And so far as the security mechanism is concerned, AGIX is an ERC20 token, which means it operates on the Ethereum blockchain. But there are also talks about Singularity Net to explore possibilities of moving to other blockchains, let's say like Cardano in the near future as well. Now, so far as AGX tokens is concerned, you can definitely go ahead and buy them in Binance, KuCoin, and HitBTC as well. So essentially, in a nutshell, guys, Singularity Net is creating a global marketplace for artificial intelligence services, making it easier for developers to share the artificial intelligence tools, for users to access and use these tools, and AGIX tokens do play a crucial role within the ecosystem, facilitating transactions and network governance. Now, what are your thoughts on this, guys? To be honest, guys, personally, I'm not a fan of it, but so far as the team is concerned, the team behind Singularity Net did actually pioneer the development of an AI known as Sophia, which, as we know, is described as the world's most expensive robot. And one of the goals of Singularity Net is to enable Sophia to be able to fully understand human language and continue its development. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the future of Sophia is, and also the future of AGIX token. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Now, the price of Bitcoin, guys, is at $27,964, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 3.16%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 6.17%. Now guys, if you go via coinmarketcap.com, since the last 24 hours, the crypto that is pumped up the most is that of Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, and at this point of time, it is up by well over 21.93% since the last 24 hours. So definitely positive news for Dr. Craig White and followers of Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. Now Ethereum gas is at $1,672, and since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.24%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 5.07%. Binance BNB Coin gas is relatively steady, and to be honest guys, I really am not liking this, because when the price is completely steady, it just means that there is some centralized entity trying to go ahead and manipulate the price. Definitely not looking good. The price is $215, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.50%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 2.50%. And look guys, could it be possible that if we do get some update regarding Ethereum Futures ETF, the price of Ethereum will pump up? Most likely, yes. So it's going to be really critical to get some information, especially during the 45-day stopgap arrangement. Now guys, one of the biggest news that is circulating right now is all the way from Switzerland, and the news is that UBS, the Swiss banking giant, has introduced a tokenized money market fund on the Ethereum blockchain, and this fund, guys, is a key component of the broader VCC initiative, which aims to tokenize a range of real-world assets and bring them onto blockchain. And UBS Asset Management launched its first native tokenized VCC fund pilot in Singapore, and so far as the fund goes, it is part of a wider VCC umbrella designed to bring various real-world assets on-chain as part of Project Guardian, which is essentially a collaborative industry which is initiated by Monetary Authority of Singapore, also called as MAS. And look guys, since the last quarter of this year, I'm definitely covering quite a lot of news from Monetary Authority of Singapore, and looks like they have a very proactive approach, particularly in the world of cryptocurrencies. Now, so far as this news is concerned, this pilot is part of UBS Asset Management's global distributed ledger technology strategy, focused on leveraging public and private blockchain networks for enhanced funds issuance and distribution. It also forms part of broad expansion of UBS's tokenization services through UBS Tokenize, and guys, in November of last year, UBS did launch the world's first digital bond that was publicly traded, and in December of 2022, UBS also issued a $50 million tokenized fixed rate note, and in June of 2023 originated $200 million Chinese yuan of fully digital structured note for a third-party issuer. So it looks like this is a promising news, particularly in the world of banking industry, and I'm pretty much sure guys, other banking giants will definitely try to follow a similar pursuit. Now guys, let's discuss another news which is also connected to Monetary Authority of Singapore, and this is a positive news as well. And the news is that Coinbase has successfully secured a payment institution license from MAS, that is Monetary of Singapore Authority, and this significant development will empower the exchange to broaden its offering, allowing it to provide digital payment token services to both institutionals as well as individuals within Singapore. And the company guys made this announcement in a blog, highlighting that it had previously received provisional approval as a payments institution license holder in Singapore, and that happened last year. And I'm pretty much sure guys that I definitely covered that in my Crypto and Coffee Day podcast. Now look guys, since the last few months, Coinbase has been making quite a lot of news. Just a few days ago, I talked about Coinbase starting in Spain as well, so definitely positive news. Now guys, let's discuss an unfortunate news, and that is to do in the world of WorldCoin, and this is to do in Kenya. And a parliamentary committee in Kenya suggested that regulators should close down WorldCoin's operations in the country, and the committee's report guys was actually released on the 30th of September, and what they actually state is that WorldCoin has persistently gathered personal data from Kenyan residents, including potentially minors, despite being ordered to stop in May. Now look guys, this could have some real bad consequences, but knowing the political history in Kenya, really I'm not sure if there's some kind of tie-up between WorldCoin and the government organization. But so far as the news is concerned, the committee recommends disabling WorldCoin's virtual platforms in Kenya and investigate the company for possible criminal charges. Now look guys, the day WorldCoin was launched, I very specifically mentioned that WorldCoin will go and try to make some partnership with governments and political affiliations, and looks like this might be the opposite party that might be suggesting the regulators to close it down. So it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of politics do actually go and support this narrative of WorldCoin in each country. Definitely critical information. Now guys, let's discuss some drama in the world of stablecoins. And what happened is that on 2nd of October, two separate transactions of 50 million Tether USDT each was sent from Bitfinex to Tether's treasury address, and these transactions, guys, occurred just 2 minutes apart, within the first one taking place at 9:43 UTC, and it was valued at $50 million, 39,125, and the second one took place just 1 minute later, which was roughly around $50 million, $38,875. Now these transactions, guys, were highlighted by Whale Alert, and what I'd really recommend you to do is follow Whale Alert on Twitter. I'm pretty much sure there is a bot that automatically identifies these activities, and according to data from CryptoCon, guys, stablecoin holdings and exchanges have steadily declined over the past year, and this actually started going back to the last quarter of 2022. Now listen guys, my big question is this just a pump scheme? And Sentiment, which is a market intelligence platform, recently shared insights on market trends, and among these insights, they actually noted that Tether, sharks and whales are increasing their buying strength, a development typically seen as a positive sign for the market. But could it be possible that Tether USDT is going ahead and doing this in order to go ahead and pump the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Most likely yes, and it's going to be really interesting to see if we do go ahead and do some forensic analysis and thorough investigation on this. So guys, those were the news from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And to be honest guys, both of the news do seem positive. Now the first news is that the leading cryptocurrency exchange called as BitA is planning to expand its services in the United Arab Emirates. Now so far as the exchange of BitA is concerned, it was established going back to 2018, and they did actually begin global operations in 2021, and BitA.com enables crypto investors to trade over 850 pairs and 350 plus cryptocurrencies, and it accepts more than 20 local currencies, making it accessible in over 200 countries, including the UAE. And guys, as we know, the UAE ranks highly in crypto adoption index by Henley and Partners, showcasing significant crypto adoption in the region. And the UAE, guys, as we know, has introduced progressive regulations, positioning itself as a global cryptocurrency hub, isn't it? And BitA.com offers a range of products beyond the cryptocurrency exchange, including portfolio tokens and a loyalty program called BitA Plus. And BitA Plus, guys, offers 0% commission in crypto investments and passive income through staking earnings, which goes up to 10%. And they also have a wallet called as BitA Wallet. And BitA Wallet, guys, ensures high-level personalized privacy with non-KYC membership, transparency in OTC transactions, and secure asset storage as well. And BitPay provides swap and bridge opportunities for over 350 cryptocurrencies. That is quite a lot of options, isn't it? And because of this news, guys, UAE investors can now actually trade BitA coin, which has experienced a significant growth of 230% despite market challenges. And BitA coin's performance is notable compared to fiat currencies, tokens and stock exchanges. The mind you guys, all this news that I'm reading is actually published via Zavia.com, but it's really important to note that this is a paid promotion in Zavia.com, so it looks like all of these numbers could be exaggerated as well. And to welcome UAE investors, guys, BitA is offering 50 BitA coins to those who join the platform, and BitA coin is the focus of a limited time, advantageous second sales campaign celebrating its first anniversary and entry into the UAE market. And during this campaign, guys, UAE investors can purchase BitA coin at up to 25% discount off the market rate, and investors can enjoy a locked-in return of up to 30% on USDT investing during this campaign. And BitA.com aims to tap into growing crypto ecosystem in the UAE, fueled by high adoption and favorable regulations. And Niazi Yilmaz, the general manager of BitA, highlights the completion of technology and infrastructure investment, positioning the exchange to meet crypto investor demands. Now look guys, when I'm actually reading through it, it does sound like a sales pitch, isn't it? Because that's exactly what it is. So this news is actually published via Zavia.com and looks like it is a paid article. Now guys, let's discuss a stablecoin which hopefully you'll be able to dodge inflation. So let me go ahead and briefly give out this information. Now mind you guys, this news is actually published via Bloomberg.com, and Akshay Naheta, a former SoftBank executive, is launching a new company in Abu Dhabi called as DTR. And DTR, guys, will focus on stablecoin technology within Abu Dhabi's International Financial Free Zone. And Naheta, guys, will actually partner with Hong Kong-based Dram Trust, which has connections to high net worthy individuals. And the stablecoin market is expected to grow over 20-fold to $2.8 trillion in 5 years, according to Bernstein analysts. And unlike most stablecoins tied to US dollar, DRAM coins will be backed by United Arab Emirates dirhams, and the dirham spec to the US dollar provides greater stability for people in countries with high inflation such as Turkey, Egypt, and Pakistan. Now look guys, I was under the impression that they are coming up with a completely new technology, but looks like what they're doing is rather than backing it with US dollar, they're backing it with UAE dirhams. To be honest, that does not make quite a lot of sense. Let me go ahead and explain what this news is all about, because the DTR aims to serve the unbacked and underbanked population in these nations, and it offers an alternative to SWIFT system for cross-border transactions, and the founder's main goal is to diversify risk by providing a complementary currency to the US dollar. Now, so far as Akshay Neta's history is concerned, he was instrumental in some of SoftBank's significant deals during his tenure, including the sale of arms to Nvidia and a $4 billion investment in Nvidia, so definitely great stuff. But since leaving SoftBank in the previous year, Akshay Neta has been involved in various fintech projects that are primarily based in the UAE. Now, so far stablecoins are concerned, guys, we should know that stablecoins are crypto-pegged tokens, pegged to assets like the US dollar, and mainly used for traders for digital asset transfers between exchanges. And look guys, based on what I'm reading, to be honest, I'm not overly joyful about this, because look what they're trying to do. They're just trying to switch it from US dollar to UAE dirhams, so it does not make quite a lot of sense. But so far as the news is concerned, there is approximately $124 billion worth of stablecoins in circulation, and as you know guys, that the USDT is one of the largest and dominant player in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world, and supporters do actually view stablecoins as an efficient means for cheap and instant money transfers and payments, and even central banks are developing their own digital currencies, posing challenges for stablecoins as well. Now, so far as this news is concerned, what they plan to have is something called as DRAM coin, and DRAM coin will be available on decentralized exchange like Uniswap, SushiSwap, and PancakeSwap as well, and they plan to collaborate with centralized exchanges in the future. And the project anticipates strong appeal in the UAE, given its expatriate population and proximity to high inflation nations in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia as well. And Akshay Neta, guys, is optimistic about UAE's role in evolving global financial system, likening it to New Switzerland, geopolitical neutral, a significant transportation hub, and to be honest, a top tourism destination as well. So definitely positive news. But to be honest, guys, I really am not sure. This was kind of the news that I was expecting. I was under the impression that he'll come up with some algorithmically backed stablecoins that is kind of in a position to go ahead and dodge inflation or is inflation resistant. Now, will this succeed? To be honest, guys, I really am not sure. So it's going to be really crucial to check what the future of this coin is. So that's about all, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, guys, we're going to have an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Alex who asks, do you think the UAE government will allow a stablecoin to be issued? That is such a brilliant question, to be honest. Now, UAE definitely is very proactive so far as cryptocurrency is concerned, but so far as the rules and regulations is concerned, it is absolutely stringent. To be honest, it might be much tougher than what the US Security and Exchange Commission has as well. Now, to answer your question, will the UAE government allow stablecoins? Most likely yes, because if they do actually follow all the rules and regulations and requirements, let's say by the Abu Dhabi Global Market or Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, I don't see as to why a UAE government will not go ahead and allow a stablecoin. And listen, Alex, roughly around a year ago, I did actually state that one of the biggest opportunity for UAE is to go ahead and launch a massive stable coin at a massive scale Because look, in UAE you do have quite a lot of high net worthy individuals. So the idea that I do actually would propose is, let's say, a private company merging with a government entity and then going ahead and launching a stable coin. Now look, by doing that you'll have a lot of funds which are actually backed as a reserve. You have the UAE government backing it. Now so far as the audit is concerned, there is a possibility you can go ahead and make the audit completely open as well. Now the UAE government, guys, does actually deliver on all of its promises. So I would really like to see, let's say, a semi-government, that is a private company, merging with a government entity and then going ahead and launching a stable coin. But they need to do it at a massive level, somewhere in the range of $60 to $80 billion, in order to go ahead and compete, let's say, with Tether USDT. If that thing happens, I really am not sure why would people want to use Circle USDC. And look, UAE is definitely proactive so far as technology is concerned, so far as adoption is concerned. But the big question is, why would the UAE government do that? Because central bank digital currencies are definitely going to go mainstream in the next couple of years. So let's say the UAE government does actually decide to go ahead and launch a stable coin, it'll kind of be competing with the central bank digital currency in the next few years. And so far as I understand, UAE already has a central bank digital currency and they have a multiple CBDC project already in place. But I do feel that UAE could actually go ahead and take this leap and go ahead and launch a stable coin at a massive scale. They just can't do it at a relatively small scale. Let's say backing it, let's say by $5 or $10 billion. It has to compete directly with Tether USDT. And knowing the UAE government, knowing the high net worthy individuals, knowing the technology in place, I'm pretty much sure the UAE government and a private company can do that. And one of the interviews that I had with Ben Sharon, who's the CEO of Lumi Share, he actually put forward this idea of having augmented reality headset where you can actually have stable coins where anyone can go and actually validate if, let's say, in the near future a stable coin is backed by gold. Now, can you do that, let's say, for physical cash, or let's say for gold's a reserve? Definitely yes, and that just creates more trust in the community, right? And the audit is completely open for everyone, but definitely a brilliant question, and my suggestion most likely could be a game changer for UAE as well. So thanks so much, Alex, for that question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything season Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes under Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact on the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.